I was dating for a little while. Now that it's over, I guess I can talk about it. I was actually dating. Well, I did speak about it at one point. One of the videos where the guy that would call me but never on weekends, and just relatively recently. Anyway, it finally turns out it's over. It's just over. I can't. The day that the Key Biscayne video, I actually had lunch with that guy. And that day I ended it with him. I mean, I had already ended it with him before that, or was it after? I actually don't remember. But it was around that time. I think, no, yeah, it was that day I ended it. Because a little bit before that, you know, he was a guy that dated lots of women. And he told me from the very beginning that he was on it. You know, he was honest about it. And said, I'm not settling with any one woman. I want to date several women. You know, this is me. So that's good. And I, on the one hand, I appreciated it. But on the other hand, you know, women usually can't be happy in a situation like that. Especially when the man never takes you out on the weekend, you know. So I wasn't even his main squeeze. Because apparently one of the many women that he claimed to date, he did have a main squeeze. So, and it certainly wasn't me. So whoever he spent his weekends with was his main squeeze. And I finally said, well, gosh, I mean, I'm not even his main girl. You know, so why do I want to go lie down, sweetie? She thinks I usually give her a little candy, but I don't want them to get addicted like I am. So I ended it with that guy. And I went back on Bumble a few weeks later, you know, a week or two later. That's cool, you can hear the thunder while I'm talking. And, oh, he would always tell me about my candy, because I would eat the candy right in front of him. I didn't care, I wasn't embarrassed. And he would tell me, oh, do you know how much sugar is in that? Because he was an athlete. He was an athletic guy. He played tennis. And he would point out to me, you know, it has X amount of sugar and it has X amount of calories. And look here. And he would point to the you know, daily nutrients thing. Yeah, you know I always say, well, no, I'm not dating anymore, that's it, I've given up and all that. And I do stick to it for a while. And then I always end up deciding to try again. So I went back to Bumble. And while I have met a couple of jerks on there, you can tell they're jerks because you go on a date, and on the date you can tell he's a jerk by the way he treats you. And oh my God, I hated the man. I went on another date where I just hated the man, and I got into a fight, just like the one that happened a few months ago, but worse. This one was even worse than the one a few months ago. It was so unpleasant that I don't even want to tell the story. But it was basically the same story that I told a few videos back. I don't remember how many, where I going out with a jerk from Bumble, I think the name of that video was. But 10 times worse. It was like so much, and I didn't think it could get any worse than that one. But oh my God, this guy was such a jerk. OMG. I'm telling you. I just wanted, I wanted to just start insulting him. I didn't, but we got into a really loud fight right there at lunch. And I just left. And his last words to me were, yeah, well, bye, have a nice life. And I said, have a nice life too. And that's it. And I just left, and that's it. And I hate him. And I hope he has a boat. He has a big yacht. I hope he crashes his yacht and drowns. I seriously do. God, he's such an asshole. That was part of the reason he was oh God, listen to me saying bad words. I wanted to be G-rated. Part of the reason he was a jerk was because he was apparently very well off. I mean, he had a big, huge yacht. So he's not poor. And he's probably learned to live on, oh, I don't have to have a personality. All I need is a big boat and women are impressed. And so he doesn't even have to try to not be a jerk. I mean, but he was a jerk, like a fake gentleman. You know what a fake gentleman is? It's a guy who's just going through the motions of being a gentleman. But he's not. You could tell. And I don't even want to talk about it. I hate the man so much. And not only that, he wasn't even attractive physically, which I can get over, because if they're nice and they're real, you can get over that they're not good looking, and you actually become attracted to them. I've said this many times before, I know. But this guy, there was no getting over his unattractiveness, because he was just, yes, I'm a gentleman. You could tell they're a gentleman, but they're being a gentleman just because they want to have sex with you. Ugh, it's so disgusting. I don't know why it disgusts me so much that men want sex. It's not wrong to want sex, but that's the only thing they're thinking about, and it doesn't change. When you get older, they're just maybe a little more honest about it, but it's disgusting. I know that we're biologically different, and usually women are looking for love, and usually men are looking just for sex. And yes, I know that there are exceptions, and sometimes one is looking, men are looking for love, and women are only looking for sex sometimes. But honestly, for the most part, men want sex, women are looking for emotion and love, and I don't know why it should be any worse that a man, but it's just so disgusting. It's so disgusting. That's all they want, most of them. And they're willing to sleep. Well, what's gross about it is that they're willing to sleep with anything that walks. I'm sorry that I know I have some male viewers, and I'm just, just understand me. I'm just really angry right now. I'm sure even the men who are listening to me now, the heterosexual men, I'm sure you've gotten into phases in your life where you just hate women because, oh God, these women, all they want is a relationship. It's just, so you probably have the same perception of women from the other perspective, but it's just, I don't know. If that's what you want, that's what you want. You can't change how you feel inside. But you don't know how repulsive it is to many women that a man just wants sex. It creates in us an anger and a repulsion that you don't understand unless you're a woman. And like I said, I know that there are always exceptions. I'm not being sexist, but biology is biology, people. I mean, and we are who we are. And for the most part, in all of nature, usually males are willing to go with more than one woman, and women are usually interested in just the one guy. And, they might share the one guy, like in the lions. You've got the king of the pride, and he's got all the women, or the silverback. There's an empty bottle of water on the floor. I gave it to the dog because he likes to play with it, so keep kicking it because I had to walk over there. Yeah, and I'm restless. I can't sleep, and I'm sure that sugar it didn't help. And Diet Coke, which is full of caffeine, but I just can't sleep tonight. I'm just so. So, I don't know what the solution is, because it's hard to act differently than how you feel inside. I mean, some people are good actors, and even though, of course, they want just sex, they maybe act like they don't, but it's hard. I mean, I can tell, and I actually appreciate and am less repulsed by men who are at least attempting not to act like they want it, or I don't know, because this guy was pretending to act like he didn't want it, and I was so repulsed by him that I was like after, you can tell, you start talking to the guy, and the first few sentences, you're just like, oh God, why did I come on this date? How do I get out of it? And then I was even thinking to myself, I don't know. Like I could tell when we met that we were going to have a huge fight. I don't know why. I guess because I mean, after we met, like when we started talking a few sentences, I was just like, oh, why did I come on this? And then I was trying to be like really hold back and be polite and said, okay, just get through lunch without an argument. And then you never have to see this jerk again. And I just couldn't do it and part of me also, and I did not want to have a screaming fight there in public. I didn't. I really didn't. But on the other hand, a part of me was sort of letting myself go because I said, this will make sure he doesn't even think about calling me again because he's such an idiot. I don't even want to have to deal with making up an excuse when he calls me. So but basically, oh God, he was so repulsive. Oh my gosh, why am I thinking about it? I'm just getting upset. Oh, anyway, well, that was that guy. Okay, so I went on 4 dates from Bumble. And, okay, there was that guy that was completely repulsive that I just told you about. There was a guy that was, he was okay. We went to lunch and, but I could tell he also was just, but he wasn't, I don't know, for some reason he was a little bit better about it. About the way he presented himself. And then I went out with another guy that was really nice. That he honestly, that's the one that I think there may be potential. The problem is he lives like 40 minutes away. So I don't know if he's going to want to drive down here to see me or me up there. And we could meet in the middle sometimes. But we've been texting since we've been on 2 dates. And that one. And then I had a 4th date. Let me think. Oh, yeah. And that guy was the second most repulsive one. So Friday I went out with one. Saturday I went out with another one. Sunday I went out with the one that I'm talking about that I kind of think there's potential there. Which could lead to nothing. Just been on 2 dates and we've been texting a bit. And then I think it was Monday, a week ago, or Monday or Tuesday, I went out with the guy that we had a knockdown, drag out fight right there in the outdoor restaurant. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. What am I saying? I'm not sorry. I'm not condoning it. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't, you should, but I just cannot, I couldn't not do it. I just, but we have to learn to control ourselves. We can't just throw caution to the wind and act on our impulses, because then we'd all be killing each other. So you can't do that. But verbal arguments obviously are probably less, they're not as bad as beyond that. But even so, you shouldn't have a verbal argument either, because let's say, I don't know the guy, he might be a nut. He might get mad that I'm arguing with him and pull out a weapon or something. So, he didn't, but you can't do that. Or, he might want revenge on me afterwards or something. So you shouldn't do that. And yeah, it's easy for me to say because I did it, but you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't fight with people like that, arguing. You have to follow a certain decorum of the date. And if you don't like the person, be polite. And he did pay for the date. I mean, we had that fight, yelling at each other, and then he was stuck with the bill. So, Yeah, I wasn't gonna pay for it. Yeah, no, that's bad. I realize I'm being a complete bee right now. I am, and the men who are listening, okay, I recognize that I am a complete. What I did was wrong. He was paying for the meal. I could at least let him have a pleasant meal, since I'd already accepted, and it, he gets a discount at the. I mean, not to be, but he did mention that he gets a discount there because he eats all the time, and it wasn't like a super expensive place. It was just sort of an outdoor place, you know. We just, and I had a salad. I didn't even have something expensive. I had a salad and a Diet Coke and French fries. So I had a Caesar salad. And he got some shrimp. Some looked kind of yummy, actually. He gave me one of his shrimp before we had the fight, of course. But, so the other guy, the guy from Sunday, it was nice. We just went to a place where there's activities and there's a place you can eat. Like, it was sort of like a shopping mall, but it was, I'll admit it was a casino. Is the casinos in Florida are nice though. You have food, you have shops, you have, like in Las Vegas. And we didn't gamble. We did a few of the. I think I played about $5 on the slots. He might have played $10. I mean, we didn't go there to gamble, but since it was there, of course, you do a little bit. And we both lost everything we gambled. So, but okay. Good night, guys. Talk soon. Bye.